Zombie Apocalypse.
How's it going, everybody? This is Todd Drapo. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. So before I begin, I just want to wish everybody a safe recovery from Hurricane Ida. It was a very treacherous storm that came across New Jersey and New York area this past week, and one that has not been this serious that I've been a part of since Superstorm Sandy a few years back. Obviously, my hometown has been one of those that have been affected, so obviously it's going to take a little while to be able to get everything sorted out, get everything back together, but I'm going to be detailing everything that happened during that night and obviously what's been going on since in my next video, so even show you a little more of some of the aftermath as well. So thank you everybody for all your support. I'm doing all right, as well as the rest of my family, and my thoughts are with everybody else that have been affected by the hurricane at this time as well. Anyways, with all that being said, let's talk about another Haulin Games video. For this series, I always like to talk about all the games that I got for each and every month, and for this one I'm going to be talking about all the games that I got for the month of August of 2021. So here we have all the games right here, and a lot of this is more going to be centered around the PlayStation 1, obviously. As you can see, I got quite a bit of PS1 games, but I've also got a few PS2 and PS3 games to go along as well, and I'm excited to show you exactly what I got, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So I've actually separated the PlayStation 1's games into two categories. The first one that I'm going to show you is all the sports games that I got, so we're going to go ahead and start with that, and the first four games are all in the same sport, so I'm just going to explain all of them in one quartet with you. The first game I got here is NASCAR Racing. This is actually the very first NASCAR video game that was ever released for the PlayStation 1. This is really what started the NASCAR video game franchise here. The next three games were the first three games in the EA Sports NASCAR franchise. The first one being EA Sports NASCAR 98, which was released in 1997. My favorite driver, Jeff Gordon, was on the cover for this one. Then after that is NASCAR 99. This was released in 1998 with Dale Earnhardt on the cover of it. And he would be on the cover again for the next one, which was NASCAR 2000, released in 1999. These are obviously the first four games in the NASCAR franchise for the PlayStation 1, and obviously I felt like it would be good enough to complete the trilogy of every game from 96 to 2008 for getting the first four games on the PS1. Again, it's my favorite sport, I love it, and obviously I just felt like I would need to get this just for nostalgia reasons. I will play a little bit of all four of them, obviously not a whole lot, but hey, it just feels good to just have these in my collection, and I'm very happy that I do. Next up on this list, we have Formula 1, which was released in 1996. Now, obviously, as you can tell, this case is a little banged up just a little bit, but hey, the game works, and that's really all that matters. If I'm right in saying this, I believe this is the very first Formula 1 game that was ever released on the PlayStation family of consoles, and so happy to have this one, and I'll definitely play this when I get the chance. The next one I have is the very first Ford racing game, which was released all the way back in 2001. Obviously, I've had Ford Racing 2 for free along with Ford Mustang, but I have never had the original Ford Racing game up until now, and yeah, this is a really good game, one that really started out the franchise for Ford Racing, so very happy to have this again. After that, next game I have is Destruction Derby 2. Obviously the case is a little more broken up than it should be, but the game works, and once again, that's all that matters. This is actually the second game released in the Destruction Derby franchise, and obviously it feels good to have this one, especially with my love for Destruction Derby Arena, so I'm really looking forward to getting the chance to play this when I get the opportunity to do so. Then after that is the spiritual successor for the Destruction Derby franchise. This is Demolition Racer. Now, I remember having this game as well when I was a kid, and I used to play on this a lot, and I just really loved all the demolition that happened in this, and so I definitely felt like that I wanted to get this game as well, so happy to have this. I played a little bit of it, and like I said, I love it, and so yeah, I can't wait to wreck some more cars here in this one a little bit later on. Then we have ourselves ATV Quad Power Racing. Now, obviously before the days of ATV Off-Road Fury, there was this series. It feels good to get this game knowing that this was really the precursor to the ATV Off-Road Fury franchise, so happy to have this one, and I hope to get a chance to play this one a little bit later. After that, we have Slide Storm, which was a snowmobile racing game released all the way back in 1999. I do remember having this one, however, I didn't play too much of it because it was really hard for me to be able to play this, but hey, I felt like I would go ahead and get this one again and pull off some cool stunts and have some fun racing snowmobiles automobiles again, so I'm definitely going to look forward to playing this game again. I'm very happy that I have this one. Then we have ourselves a real gold digger here, probably one of the greatest PS1 racing games there is out there. This is Crash Team Racing, and this was released all the way back in 1999. Now obviously this game is a part of the Crash Bandicoot franchise, however, it's also been widely considered as one of the best racing games there is out there, and almost really a clone to Super Mario Kart, obviously. But hey, this was a game that has been especially popular over the years, and I just felt like now would be the time for me to go ahead and get this one. So really happy to have this, and I'm really looking forward to getting to play this because this was one very good game that I got here. Finally, not related to racing, however, is an action sports game. It is Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX. Now this is a BMX game that is almost similar to skateboarding, however, in this one you use bikes to be able to pull off all of your stunts, and this is really a popular game that was almost like a prelude and a competitor actually to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, and I know that these two have probably put up a pretty good rivalry between each other during the early days of video gaming for action sports, and so I felt like this would be a good time to actually get this one, and so we're looking forward to getting to play this game, and hopefully we'll see exactly how well this one goes. And also, I also mentioned that I had Destruction Derby 2. Well, I also got the original Destruction Derby, which was released back in 1995. Now, for some reason, this one was given to me in a long box version. I really don't know why there's a long box version of the game. I know that usually PlayStation 1 games come in cases, but hey, you know, if you're going to sell it some way, you know, you gotta as well do it like this. So hey, why not go ahead and get this one? But yeah, as you know, I love Destruction Derby. I've actually gotten a chance to play the whole game. I've beaten it. I enjoyed it, and I definitely looking forward to getting to play this game again in the near future. This is probably one of the best games sort of out there for the PlayStation 1. And so that's pretty much it for all the racing games that I have here. So now we're gonna move on to the rest of our PlayStation 1 games, and this one's pretty much myself honest. Obviously, it's going to be related to action. This could be related to war, anything that's related in that realm, and I got quite a bit of them here as well. So the first one I got here is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, released in 1999. Obviously, another one of those games that was endorsed by the one and only Tom Clancy himself. Obviously, I haven't had the chance to play this, but I felt like it would be interesting to go ahead and get this one. So looking forward to playing this one and seeing how well this one goes. Next one that I got here, this was probably my most random selection out of the month. This is Spec Ops Ranger Elite. I know absolutely nothing about Spec Ops. However, I have taken a look into this, and so I felt like that, you know what, if I had to get a random game, why not just go ahead and get this one? And so obviously this is a part of the Spec Ops franchise and almost similar to those of like SOCOM and all of that, and so I haven't had the chance to play it. I know it's going to be pretty difficult, especially the way PS1 tactical shooters were than PS2 and PS3 were, but I'm going to give this a shot and hopefully I can beat this one eventually. Next one that I got here is called Driver 2. This is the second Driver game that was released in 2000, and with getting this game, I now have every single game in the Driver franchise, which I'm especially happy about. I've played this one along with the original Driver. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the franchise. This was pretty much the competitor to Grand Theft Auto, and obviously I'm very happy to have this one, and I really enjoyed the game. Alright, this next game is actually going to be a little hilarious story about how I got it. Now, I had originally got this game on eBay, and however, the problem was it took way too long to get out of the post office in Jersey City, and when I finally did get it, it ended up coming with the wrong disc. And in fact, it took almost a whole month for it to get here, only for it to have the wrong disc. So I was pretty pissed off about that. I felt like that was a waste of $10, unfortunately. However, fortunately, Digital Press came through because they had a copy of this game, and this is one I've wanted for a long time, so I'm happy that I have it. This is Dukes of Hazzard Racing for Home. Now, this is obviously the very popular franchise all the way back in the 1980s, and obviously this is its own spin-off from that franchise, very much detailing everything that goes on in the life of Bo and Luke Duke. And yeah, you know, this is a pretty wild game, obviously. You go through quite a bit here, but it's definitely an enjoyable one. I'm happy that I have this. I've already played it, and as usual, it was great. I'm happy that I have this one. After that, we have the Italian Job. Now, this was released all the way back in 2002, which during that time, the PlayStation 2 was really getting set up in development as well. So the PS1 was pretty much on its last legs at this point, and man, the graphics for this game were pretty cruddy, to be honest with you. But hey, you know, I did play the whole game, and you know, it was a really interesting one. This is based off of the film all the way back in 1969. Yeah, this was definitely an interesting pick that I got here, and so, you know, for a very late game for the PlayStation 1, while the graphics are not at its best, it's definitely a good game to have. Next up is Crash Bandicoot Warped. Now, this is actually the third game in the Crash Bandicoot franchise. Obviously, I do not have the first two, which I do hope to get in the near future, because I know those were the two that really started out this franchise. But you know, Crash Bandicoot is one of those video game characters that everybody loves, and so obviously, just like with Crash Team Racing, I felt like it would be good to get Crash Bandicoot Warped again, this is only the third game, so I'm hoping to get the first two, but I will get the chance to play this one, and I'm very excited to get to play this one. Then we have Pac-Man World. Now, this was the game that celebrated the 20th anniversary of Pac-Man, released all the way in 1999. Obviously, we all know the arcade game of Pac-Man that was released in the arcade stores all the way back in 1979, and it was definitely very popular, obviously. And so they felt like they wanted to celebrate this by creating a PlayStation 1 game all the way back to celebrating Pac-Man and the origins of it itself. Hey, it's a Pac-Man game. It's probably one of the most popular arcade characters there is out there, and very briefly it was on a video game, so very happy to have Pac-Man World. And believe it or not, there actually was a SpongeBob game for the PlayStation 1, and that was SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge, released all the way back in 2001. Obviously, it's very interesting because we all know all the SpongeBob games really started to come out for the PlayStation family around the time the PS2 came out, but definitely love SpongeBob. It's my all-time favorite animated character, and so, you know, you just have to celebrate by getting yourself another SpongeBob game, so happy to have this one. And finally, to cap it all off for the PlayStation 1 console, it is Bob the Builder, Can We Fix It? Now, this was released all the way back in 2001, and really I just got this game just to play alongside my little brother Ryan. I've already played a little bit of it just to see if it works, and it does, but really what I'm hoping to do in the near future is that I have my little brother join me and play in this game, because I know that he loves Bob the Builder, he knows about the character, and so I felt like this is a game that he would personally enjoy if I ever put it on with him, and so yeah, I just felt like that I had to get this one eventually. So that is it for all the PlayStation 1 games. I have quite a bit in the PS1 console, and as a result, obviously, it resulted in very few finds for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. I couldn't find anything for the PlayStation 4, but hey, I still have some games for this one, and we'll start by going through the PlayStation 2 ones, which obviously I only have 4 of them this month, but hey, you know, I had some that I really wanted to get for quite some time, and especially the very first one. Now, this is a game I remember having when I was a kid, and I played this quite a bit, and it was a game that I've wanted to have for such a long time again. The problem is the prices on eBay were really high, but there was this one time earlier this month where there was a price where it was extremely low. It did come with a shipping fee, and you know what, I just felt like that, you know what, now is the time to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. It's a game I wanted to have again for a long time. I'm so excited to finally have it, and I'm looking forward to playing this. It is Roadkill, released all the way back in 2003. It's probably one of my all-time favorite video games as a kid, and obviously you get to partake in this really destructive war where we're in an apocalyptic setting, and you absolutely just gotta find some way to be able to survive everything that's happening around you. And I remember playing this, and man, I really enjoyed myself playing this one. In fact, I was killing quite a bit of people in this game, though. I don't remember if I actually beat this one. The only thing I remember from playing this was I really got past the first part of the game, but you know, I am going to play this again. I'm definitely excited that I have this in my console collection again, and I'm just looking forward to playing. This is a game that I've wanted to have again for such a long time, and I'm so glad that I finally have Roadkill. Next up, we have Kill Switch. Now, this was a video game that I have almost no knowledge of prior. This was all the way back in 2003, obviously, but you know what, I just felt like that you had to get a little bit of randomness in you, it's a part of your nostalgia, and so obviously I felt like it was good to have Kill Switch here. I will definitely play this again in the near future when I get a chance, and you know, hopefully I do well on it, because you know, I've heard a few things about this game, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Next game that I have here is Minority Report Everybody Runs. Now, obviously this case is a little dirtier than it seems, however, the game works, and that's really all that matters. It's another one of those interesting games, especially since it almost takes place in a futuristic setting, and so obviously it's very interesting. It's almost like a beat 'em up and a shooter as well, so it's sort of like a combination of both, and so haven't had a chance to play this yet, but I know it's definitely an interesting one, especially with what I've heard of this game, so I am looking forward to playing this one when I get the chance. And lastly, in this brief PS2 collection, it is Zapper. This is the very interesting one. You actually play as an ant named Zapper, in which you try to rescue your friend after he was captured, but the funny part about this is that you're trying to use him as an antenna for your TV, which broke, so obviously that's a very interesting plot there, and I haven't had a chance to play this, but again, like I said, very funny and pretty interesting, and so hopefully I'll get a chance to play this one so I can see exactly what happens, and yeah, it'll be interesting. You know, I just felt like I wanted to get this one, so I'm happy that I have Zapper here. And last but not least for our collection, we'll have the PlayStation 3 games. Now, obviously, I was only able to get 2 for this month, but they were both pretty interesting ones, and I felt like it was interesting to share them with you guys. And so the first one is the sequel to Batman Arkham Asylum. It is Batman Arkham City, released all the way back in 2011, which is pretty much a decade ago at this time. It's another one of those critically acclaimed games, and obviously another one of those popular superhero games, and as we all know, Batman, one of the most famous superheroes of all time. And so, like I said, I have not gotten a chance to play Arkham Asylum yet, so hopefully when I do beat that one, I'll get to this one, and hopefully try to beat this one as well. I love Batman, and so obviously I can't wait to play this game when I get a chance. And the final game that I got for this month is Beowulf the game. Now this is actually based off of the film Beowulf, and I don't know much about the film because, to be honest with you, I've never even seen the film, so I really don't know much about how the video game is as well, especially when it comes to its plot. But you know what, I'm going to get a chance to play this, and then maybe in the future I can also see the movie as well, see exactly what that was like. But I'll play this one eventually, and we'll see how this one goes. And finally, obviously I felt like this was a little unnecessary. However, I felt like I had to get it. I got an extra memory card here. Now obviously the PlayStation 2 memory card that I've had, it's pretty much almost full obviously, and so I felt like that I needed to get another memory card just so that way I can save all my PS2 games. And so it's a knockoff version, however it does work, however, so you know, that's really just a good thing. I just felt like that I needed to get this one. I did wish it was the official Sony version, but it works either way, and so I just felt like I needed to get it just so I could save some more PlayStation 2 games. Otherwise, that's pretty much gonna do it here. All the games that I got for the month of August, and another pretty interesting collection here of PS1 games. Again, this was mostly PS1 centered, but hey, you know, as I continue to grow and grow, I'm getting to learn a little more about some of these games that I'm collecting, and so obviously I'm happy that I got all of these, and another pretty big month of collecting as well. Almost 30 games again, just like last month. And so, and next few months obviously is going to be another opportunity to continue to expand on that. I know that Labor Day is next weekend, so I might use this as more of a double pickup day. Maybe go to Digital Press again, or maybe go to a new video game store. Like I've heard that there's J2 Games, there's a store there in Cork, which is actually not that far from me, so maybe I can try that one and get some games over there while I'm getting some more on my usual site in eBay. And then yeah, it's very exciting time for video game collecting, and so we'll see exactly what September brings. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. As always, be sure to comment below for future suggestions for all of my videos, whether it's vlogs, projects, challenges, or video game content, you name it. Be sure to leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to make them. And as always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's going to do it for another video. Hope you're having another great day and you're also safe after everything that has happened this week. My thoughts are with everybody that has been affected by Hurricane Ida, so please stay safe, especially with what's going to happen this hurricane season. Hope you're all having another great day, and as always, I hope to see you all again in another video very soon. So long, everybody.